You know, one of the most annoying things about the desperate push to electrify cars is constantly being lied to. The crusade is so desperate and so frantic that everything about the transition is portrayed in a positive light. EVs are not just great for the planet, but they're great for everyone, without exception. This is obviously a deliberate ploy to pull the wool over people's eyes and to paint such a rosy picture of the great energy transition that anyone who questions it, like me, is immediately branded a Luddite and a dinosaur. Ironic for someone like me who is so passionate about IT and technology. This is all complete nonsense, of course, as we all know the many drawbacks of EVs. And to be honest, so must most of those pushing them the hardest. And people aren't stupid. They can see the EV misrepresentations and net zero spin as clear as day. So when honesty actually appears, it's like a slap in the face. When someone very closely involved in the EV transition actually tells it how it is, warts and all, and concedes that EVs are unsuitable for some functions, it's genuinely like a breath of fresh air. Welcome back to MGUY, British engineer and lawyer, now Sydney YouTuber. All my social links are in the description and there's a code on the screen. Scan that with your phone if you want to sign up for an occasional MGUY email. It'd be great to have you on board. Australia is a huge country with the majority of the population living in coastal areas and vast distances between many rural and regional centres. You don't need to be a brain surgeon to work out that an EV truck with limited range and which takes ages to charge isn't the best idea in such a place. But our government has barely 2 brain cells between them, so yes, they do need this to be spelled out for them, as the Aussie head of automaker Kia has just done. Australia isn't ready for electric utes for now, Kia Australia boss. Limited driving ranges which are halved when towing or carrying a load are among the reasons today's electric utes are not ready for most Australians, according to a top Kia executive. But everyone says that towing doesn't affect range, right? Well, only if you're in that rose-tinted group that can see none of the drawbacks of EVs. The local boss of South Korean car giant Kia says the current generation of electric utes with high prices and limited driving ranges that are cut in half when towing are not yet suited to Australia. Kia head office is currently developing 2 electric pickups, both due in 2026, including one based on the diesel Tasman ute coming to Australian showrooms mid-next year. However, the CEO of Kia Australia, Damien Meredith, has acknowledged that, with current battery technology, electric utes are not yet suitable for Australian buyers who require a large payload and towing capacity without sacrificing driving range. Only one electric ute is on sale in Australia, the LDV ET60, but it costs about $100,000 drive away, more than double the price of the diesel version, and can tow a third of what the diesel can, 1,000 kilograms versus 3,000. Double the price and a third of the towing capacity. In what universe would buying one make sense at all? Electric pickups sold in the US can travel further unladen and tow up to 4.5 tonnes, but independent testing has found driving ranges cut roughly in half when towing at maximum capacity, or the tray is full. It is this mix, a need to drive long distances, carry loads, tow even larger loads, and be capable of off-road use while offering SUV-like interior comfort, that means utes are considered the hardest type of vehicle to electrify. We can all answer that question from different points of view, but, bluntly, I don't think we're ready for an electric ute in Australia right now with what's available, for lots of reasons, Mr. Meredith told Drive when asked if Australia is ready for an electric ute. If payload comes into play, instead of having a 450-kilometre range, you've got a 200-kilometre range. There are lots of negatives I think we're gaining. And cue the whinging from the evangelists in 3, 2, 1. As I say, honesty is shocking in this crazy era of net zero madness. Someone is brave enough to admit that EVs simply don't do the job of a regular diesel ute, and is honest enough to say that towing reduces range. Of course it does, everyone knows that, but nobody in the business has had the guts to actually say so. Until now, that is. The point is that this kind of honesty does not, in the end, harm the EV case. In fact, it may in the long run assist it, as people hate being lied to. And at the moment, on the subject of EVs, we're being lied to every single day of the week.